Inversions are a foundational pole move that you need to get into so many other pole moves. They're also famously frustrating and have left many good pole dancers, and me, mostly me, in tears time and again. I get a lot of comments asking me for inversion tips, and I'll just show my cards right now. Other than advising you to watch someone else's videos, I don't feel comfortable offering inversion advice because even after a year and some change of having my pole at home, they're still inconsistent depending upon the conditions of the day. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to record 8 days worth of inversions, because 8 and inversions kind of makes an alliteration, that's literally the only reason, to show you how some days they look great and some days they don't work at all, and hopefully show you that's normal. Let's get into it. Day 1. These inversions are part of my conditioning training today, so the pole is set to static. I don't love doing inversions on a static pole because it feels like I'm just slamming my back against it instead of the pole moving along with my momentum, but nevertheless, here we are. Not too bad. Sometimes I add in full inversions instead of knee tucks on a conditioning day. And I'm also at the tail end of my period here, so that's making me a little tired. Okay, this sucked. This is the first time I tried doing pole first thing in the morning, like I do with my other workouts. Normally, I eat breakfast and then digest for an hour or so, which means I end up poling around 9 a.m. This is 6 a.m. My body did not have its shit together yet. I've also found that this particular top is really slick against the pole, so it always makes me slide when I wear it. Alright, day 3. Back to a conditioning session, so the pole's on static again. These actually felt pretty strong, although I was working through a lot of emotions this morning and did go and have a cry shortly after this. I also ordered real dry hands, not just the knockoff stuff, so I'm using that here. You might notice I don't have my mat below me. I am starting to train my inversions without one to force myself to control my descents better, although this one still ended in a sloppy danger slide. Classic. Day 4. This one's going to be a bit of a longer clip so you can sort of see the process that I go through when I do these inversions. This one I decided on a whim to take up into a jade, so enjoy that. I'm using both dry hands and ITAC today, and these do look pretty alright. I just had a massage and chiropractic adjustment the day before, and very frustratingly doing these inversions felt like they negated all of that work because a muscle in my back started twinging angrily after the second inversion. Here you'll see me getting up to wipe down my hands a little bit. Like you've heard me say a million times, I'm a pretty sweaty person, so I almost never can go straight from one inversion to the next. I usually have to wipe things down in between. This was once again a pretty emotional training session, and yes, this inversion muscle twinge thing did make me almost cry, and yes, I did cry after this training session. Thank you for asking. Day 5. Today I'm trying to lift my legs without bending them, which is extremely hard. That was actually, okay, go off. That was a little bit impressive. But this is so hard, in fact, that I really got into my head about it and couldn't even complete a regular inversion on the left side after spending forever overthinking it. That was pretty frustrating. Day 6. I was fully expecting these inversions to suck hard because I was hungover, wearing a known slippery top, and my fingernails were really long, which can also affect your grip. And then bam, this first inversion was beautiful, and I held it forever, or at least it feels like forever when you're upside down. Wow, that slide. Elegant, graceful. Yeah, as you can tell from the dates here in the corner, I did take a few days off from doing inversions. Maybe that's what made them feel so strong today, because I was like, getting back into it. But I even got shoulder mounts on each side during this session, so is the key to a great pole day drinking like 4 White Claws the night before? Somebody let me know. Nighttime in the pole room. I just did a little pole lesson with some friends, so I was feeling pretty warm, and also my brother's dog was here to help out. These inversions look so good. Maybe the trick is to do them at nighttime instead of in the morning, and also have 4 White Claws the night before. I don't know. Anyway, I felt comfortable and strong here, and I was having a pretty good time. And our last day. Here you see me getting out the mat because I felt slippery and I didn't want to risk injury just for a simple inversion. The pole is on static again, and it was already 101 degrees outside by 9 a.m., so today was a sweat fest. I don't normally do pole 2 days in a row, but I did want to do a conditioning session today, and my plan was to do 2 inversions on each side as part of the conditioning routine, but things started to fall apart after about 1.5 inversions. Like I mentioned in a previous clip, I don't often go from one inversion to the next. Normally I wipe my hands or the pole, and here you can see why. I was like, maybe I just need to train the sweatiness out of myself, but I don't really think that's a thing, so I was really sweaty and could not get the grip that I needed to do the second inversion on each side as I had planned to do. So, what did I learn? Some of my inversions were unexpectedly strong, and some were predictably slippery. Some felt like they knocked my muscles out of place, and others barely even got off the ground. In summation, though inversions are a foundational move, they themselves require a foundation of strength in order to get them consistent and pretty. Find an instructor you trust, not me, have them show you how to invert, and enjoy the journey. Bye!